that earned him the title chairman.
Chairman Chukwu was more than a legend of the game. He was the game. His name evokes memories of glory, of discipline, and of unwavering loyalty to the badge.
He was not only a captain in the field, but also commanding respect from his colleagues, guiding, inspiring, always seeking the best of his team.
The chairman of the documentary committee for the burial committee, Ben Etiaba, and former Inspector General of Police, Ogbonnaya Onovo, called him a selfless leader admired across ethnic divides.
As we bury Christian, if all we achieve the process is to begin to think more about the ex-Rangers veterans who led us back to national reckoning after the war. If that's all we achieve in taking care of their welfare, it would have been worth it for Christian.
If we're in a security circle, we say you cannot stand a gentleman, an officer gentleman, in and out of people.
Elder statesman Jim Nwobodo, represented by Oke Ogbodo, said Chukwu wrote his name in gold through his commitment to excellent football, uniting Nigerians with his skillful play. The chairman of the burial committee, Lord Ekweremadu, hailed him as an institution in Nigerian football whose influence shaped young stars and left an indelible mark.
Christian Chukwuemeka Chukwu, a trailblazing Nigerian football legend, impacted the beautiful game in a manner that will probably never be forgotten.
Sports icon, a national hero, and an inspiration to generations. Chairman Christian Chukwu, MFR.
The night featured a documentary on Christian Chukwu's life, leadership, and journey to stardom.
The Igbos were not regarded in football-wise and so on because we are fighting war.
Musical rendition by various groups also provided the ambience for a sober reflection on the life of the football icon. The mood at this event is an indication that the earthly journey of Chairman Christian Chukwu and the echoes of his life will resound in the hearts of many for generations to come. Emmanuel Tewasi, Signature TV News.
Nigerians have been reacting to the 4-0 thrashing of home-based Super Eagles in the hands of a Sudanese national team at the Mount Stadium, Zanzibar in Tanzania on Tuesday. The defeat leaves Nigeria bottom of Group D with no points and no goals from 2 matches, following their earlier 1-0 loss to Senegal. Our correspondent Christopher Lele reports.
والرابع على السوداني وعلى الطاير كورة على الطاير ولا أروع من خلال صلاح الدين عادل رباعية والسوبر منتخب الصقور.
Tuesday's loss by Nigeria is their heaviest African Nations Championship defeat since the 4-0 loss to Morocco in the 2018 final. Some football fans expressed disappointment that the Super Eagles had to be sent home at the group stage. They blamed it on lack of coordination, poor finishing and reliance on individual talents.
Napoli refused to release Victor Osimhen on 2 occasions, and those 2 occasions Nigeria either lost or drew the game, and that's why Nigeria is struggling right now to qualify for the World Cup 2026. But I want to assure you that the boys know what they are doing, and Nigeria is stronger than ever now in the male soccer team, the Super Eagles of Nigeria. They've promised Nigerians that they must qualify. So once in a while, you will lose. And that's the success of football. You lose, you win, you forge ahead. Otherwise, it will no longer be interesting.
Overall, our female national teams, whether in basketball, whether in football, has done well. Have they done more than the guys? Maybe yes. But there is too much comparison on that. Female football and male football is not to be a match. It's not to be a match.
We are not happy that the Chan Eagles lost this game because they are talking about their counterparts. We are talking about the female side, the Super Falcons, they just won the WAFCON. The D Tigers also won the Afro Baskets. And we are expecting that that winning mentality momentum, the Chan Eagles, they are going to tap from it. But so sad that they did not get that result. And this one boils down to how bad the MPFA is, talking about the Nigerian Premier Football, which is the top tier football in Nigeria here.
Some respondents advised the male football teams to understudy their female counterparts and find out the secrets behind their sterling performance over the years that have made them undisputed champions in Africa.
So I think that never die spirit. That's what we want. That motivation should be there. I think the boys, they were not too determined to win that game. They commit a whole lot of defensive errors.
Keywords are dedication and hard work. If you know a competition is coming, you get dedicated to the instructions of the coach or the coaches. Obey every instruction and ensure that you attend the trainings.
I don't think there's anything they are doing differently that their male counterparts are not doing. Because if you look at it, the bigger investment is even going to the male folks, to the Super Eagles, to the Tigers. But, the Tigers and the Super Falcons don't even have as much as, money being pumped into them than we have for the male folks. So I think it's just determination and sheer luck, because there is no way you want to detach sports from luck.
They also identified the lack of necessary facilities and welfare packages to propel the teams to success.
It's a reflection of the MPFA. It means that our league is not good, and because they are not getting we don't have good facilities. We don't have the welfare package for these players is not good. We're also talking about some of the MPFL clubs. They don't have a youth system where they can infuse, younger players to, the main team. These are the things that boils down to, affect these players.
Yes, we have seen a lot of players, like in football, who refuse to play for Nigeria. Reasons being that when you get injured, Nigerian government will not take care of you. They will abandon you, and then your career will end. It has happened to so many players in Nigeria, but it was of recent that they started doing it, rightly.
As the curtain falls on another disappointing campaign, Nigerian fans can't help but wonder what's next for the country's storied teams. Can Nigeria's male teams rediscover their winning formula and bring glory back home? This no doubt requires serious collaboration between the government, sport administrators, players and Nigerians in general to turn the tide and restore the country's former glory. Christopher Lele, reporting for Signature TV.
Next is Stock Report.
At the close of trading on the Nigerian Stock Exchange on Wednesday, August 13th, a total of 1.34 billion shares valued at 20.18 billion naira exchanged hands in 30,737 deals. This represents a 5% increase in volume compared to the previous session, but a 17% drop in turnover and a 1% decline in total deals. The market capitalization now stands at 92.3 trillion naira, reflecting the day's mixed investor sentiment. Out of 128 equities traded, 53 closed in the green while 21 ended lower. Caverton Offshore Support Group topped the gainers list with a 10% rise to close at 7 naira 92 kobo per share, alongside Learn Africa with a 10% increase, also closing at 7 naira 70 kobo per share, followed by FTN Cocoa Processors with a 10% increase and Triple G with a 10% increase. On the losing side, Thomas White Nigeria shared 10% to close at 3 naira 42 kobo, followed by UPDC closing at 5 naira 17 kobo with a 7.94% decrease. The NGX All-Share Index lost 191.11 points, that's 0.13%, to close at 145,864.78. Despite the daily dip, the index remained up 0.03% for the week, 13.1% over the past 4 weeks, and 41.72% year-to-date. Analysts say the market's resilience continues to be driven by strong investor interest in blue-chip stocks and positive medium-term earnings outlooks. The Naira showed mixed performance across official and parallel markets on Wednesday, August 13th. At the Central Bank of Nigeria's official window, the Naira closed at 1,535 Naira 45 kobo to the US dollar, reflecting minimal change from the previous session. In the parallel market, rates averaged 1,570 Naira per dollar, indicating a slight depreciation compared to earlier trading. Market analysts note that demand pressures remain a key factor influencing exchange rate movements. Monitoring will continue as traders await further policy signals from the Apex Bank. That's the update from the Nigerian stock and money market this Thursday morning. In Abuja, I am Humsinime Natures.
Up ahead, insulin shortage pains Congo diabetics in conflict-hit East. Storm Podo brushes Hong Kong, bringing heavy rains and delaying live trial. Stay with us.
See Nature TV, news in your pocket.
In a small refrigerator at the Kivu Diabetic Center in Bukavu, Eastern Congo, Dr. Albert Kalehezo carefully guards his dwindling supply of insulin, each vial a lifeline for diabetic patients caught in the crossfire of an escalating conflict that has severely disrupted the healthcare in the region. Kalehezo said the insulin shortage is a direct consequence of the renewed violence in Eastern Congo, where the M23 rebel group, allegedly backed by Rwanda, has intensified its operations since January.
Goma Airport, which allowed us to receive medicine from Kinshasa, is no longer operational. We have found other options, particularly from neighboring countries, where we managed to obtain medicine, although with difficulty. Additionally, with prices having increased, we are using existing stocks while waiting for the situation to stabilize. Since the current crisis, access to insulin has been difficult. Even before, the insulin access was expensive. For these children, I prescribe treatment, but they are not able to obtain it. She also has another particularity: her blood sugar tends to rise. That's why, when it rises, she needs insulin. Unfortunately for her, insulin is expensive and requires significant means. On our side, as doctors, we prescribe, we accompany her, but she is not able to obtain insulin. Insulin is a right for people with diabetes.
The group has seized control of key cities, including Goma and Bukavu, displacing thousands and disrupting vital supply chains. The closure of Goma Airport, a crucial hub for medicine shipments from the capital Kinshasa, has left healthcare providers scrambling for alternatives. Local pharmacies report severe shortages and skyrocketing prices. One pharmacist will request anonymity, fearing retaliation from the M23, described exorbitant prices across the drug market and widespread shortages, including for insulin. She said insulin prices have more than doubled from $4.50 to over $6.50 per vial when it's available at all.
We don't have access to quality medications, insulin is unavailable and its price remains exorbitant, as can be seen across the market. In all depots, there is always a price increase. Even if we go to a neighboring country to get supplies, they too are often out of stock. Perhaps someone who arrived earlier takes all the available quantity, even from neighboring countries, and those who come after can't find any. This means we are out of many medications, including insulin. At the beginning, when everything was still better, insulin cost $4.50. We were sourcing at that price. After some time, there was an exaggerated increase. We started sourcing at $6, even $6.50. Then there were also shortages. We had nowhere to source from, and even at that price, we couldn't find the product anymore. There was the arrival of another insulin brand, which wasn't the original one we usually bought. They brought us this other brand.
The insulin crisis is just one facet of a broader humanitarian emergency unfolding in eastern Congo. In July, the United Nations reported at least 319 civilian deaths in Rutshuru at the hands of M23 departed from Israel's Eilat Ramon airport to Italy for medical treatment on Wednesday. 3 C-130J aircrafts of Italian Air Force transported 31 children accompanied by their families from Israel to Milan's Lenat, Rome's Ciampino and Pisa airports, where they will receive health care and specialized treatment at various medical facilities. Including Wednesday's flight, Italy has so far received 580 people on medical evacuations from Gaza, including 181 patients and 399 accompanying persons. At least 26 people died in a migrant shipwreck off the southern Italian island of Lampedusa on Wednesday. 60 were brought ashore. The Coast Guard said, adding that the death toll was still provisional and ongoing search operations. The disaster in this case, involving people traveling from Libya, is the latest to befall migrants making the perilous Mediterranean crossing from Africa to Europe. An Italian law enforcement aircraft spotted a capsized boat with bodies in the water about 14 miles off Lampedusa on Wednesday morning, triggering a rescue operation, Coast Guard said in a statement. The Coast Guard said 5 ships, 2 aircraft and 1 helicopter were operating at the rescue site. Initial tallies from the UN Refugee Agency, UNHCR, indicated that a group of migrants comprised some 92 to 97 people. Spanish firefighters were battling wildfires in the Leon region on Wednesday night as Spain sought help from its European partners to tackle wildfires raging across the country. Interior Minister Fernando Grande Marlaska requested 2 Canada airplanes. In Spain, a volunteer firefighter died from severe burns, and several people were hospitalized as state weather agency IMET warned that almost all of the country was at extreme or very high risk of fire. Spain was in its 10th day of heat wave that peaked on Tuesday, with temperatures as high as 45 degrees Celsius, and with IMET expected to last until Monday, making it one of the longest on record. Tropical storm Podu brushed past Hong Kong on Thursday, dumping heavy rain on the city and disrupting court operations. The hearing of Hong Kong media tycoon and pro-democracy advocate Jimmy Lai was cancelled after authorities issued the highest-level black ransom warning as supporters queued under umbrellas outside the court. Schools were suspended and some hospital services were also disrupted in Hong Kong. Meanwhile, airports across the region reported cancellation rates of around 20%, according to data from Flight Master, as Podu pelted parts of the Chinese provinces of Guangdong, Hunan, and Zhejiang, with more than 70 mm of rain per hour. Podu made landfall on the coast of China's southeastern province of Fujian at 0030 local time, having weakened from a typhoon to a tropical storm of the lashing Taiwan on Wednesday. The winds of up to 191 kilometers per hour left 1 person missing and scores injured. Regional Governor Vyacheslav Gladkov said in its official Telegram channel on Thursday that a Ukrainian drone attack hit a car, injuring 3 people in Russia's city of Belgorod. CCTV captured the moment of the blast, showing debris scattered across the road and a vehicle on fire. As a result of the strike, recent attacks on Belgravia, Charkov ordered to cancel all public events in town until the end of the week. All parks and shopping malls will be closed. Companies asked to allow staff to work from homes. Russia said on Wednesday that its forces had seized 2 more settlements in the next region, while Ukraine on the same day reported striking a Russian oil station. According to a statement released by the Russian Ministry of Defense, Russian forces continued their offensive on multiple fronts, gaining control of 2 more settlements in the next region and striking Ukrainian electronic warfare stations, air defense radar, ammunition depots, among other targets. Statement also said that the Russian air defense forces intercepted and destroyed 4 HIMARS rockets, 9 area bombs, and 240 drones launched by Ukrainian forces. Also on Wednesday, the General Staff of Ukrainian Armed Forces reported that Ukraine's main Directorate of Intelligence, in coordination with multiple military units, carried out strikes against several key Russian targets. Among the targets, the Unegua oil pumping station in western Russia's Bryansk region, a key oil pumping station for supplying fuel for Russian troops, was precisely struck, but its exact damage yet to be assessed, the Ukrainian side said. Unegua oil pumping station, part of a Druzhba oil pipeline network, has an annual capacity of up to 60 million tons of oil. It is a key facility of the Druzhba pipeline network, through which Russia sends its crude to Hungary and Slovakia. Response Hungarian Foreign Minister Peter Szijjártó condemned the strike on the pipeline, emphasizing that it supplies crude oil to Hungary and is crucial for the country's energy security. Stressing that Hungary is Ukraine's largest electricity supplier, Szijjártó said that without Hungarian support, Ukraine's energy security will become highly unstable. He strongly urged Ukraine not to jeopardize Hungary's energy supply security and to stop attacking energy delivery routes to Hungary during the war, to which Hungarians have no relation. A delegation from Russia's Ministry of Culture, led by Vice Minister Andrei Mulyushev, arrived in Pyongyang on Thursday at the invitation of North Korea's Ministry of Culture to mark the 80th anniversary of Korea's liberation from Japan. In footage provided by the North's official news agency, KCNA, the Russian delegation was greeted at Pyongyang International Airport by DPRK Vice Minister of Culture Park Yong-chol and Russian Ambassador to North Korea Alexandra Mashagora. KCNA said the group includes Russian pop singer Shaman, who was seen in the video footage wearing a black cap and sunglasses, and dance ensemble of the Strategic Rocket Forces and the Airborne Forces sang and dance ensemble under the Ministry of Defense. Farmers and trade unions in India took to the streets on Wednesday in Rohtak, a town in northern India, to condemn U.S. tariffs and punitive taxes on oil trading with Russia. U.S. President Donald Trump announced an additional 25% trade tariff on India on August 6, citing its continued oil purchases from Russia, taking the total levy to 50%. The additional tariffs will be applicable from August 27. Hundreds of protesters demanded India to reject tariff threats and assert its rights to trade freely with all countries. The farmers and farm workers sent a clear message to the government. India must push back against U.S. pressure.
If there are trade agreements with America, 80 million dairy workers will lose their livelihoods. If they make this agreement in the agriculture sector, Indian farmers will be uprooted. It is a fight for our livelihoods. It's a fight to save our crops.
2% who are farmers in US, and here it is more than 50% who are depending upon that. So because of that, we can't afford to hand over and open up our agriculture sector for multinational companies or for US or UK for that matter, or another country on unequal terms.
The women who are taking care of their families based on the dairy.
That's the news this hour. I am Barry Kumo Ado. Thank you very much for watching.
Signature TV, news in your pocket.
The annual August meeting at Obara Square turned into a rallying point for women leaders, professionals, and community advocates, all united by one message: women are central to building a stronger nation. Speaking at the event, the wife of the governor, represented by the Commissioner for Children, Gender and Social Development, Ngozi Enyi, called on women to continually strive to become better versions of themselves. She emphasized that women's collective strength, vision, and moral values are vital in steering society towards progress.
I encourage us not to allow the momentum to stop here. Let the conversation you begin today bear fruit in your communities, and the connections you make evolve into partnership that transforms lives. May the voice of ENUGU women never be silenced, and may our hands never grow weary in doing good.
In an address, CEO of Auto E-Service Limited, OBOKK, urged women to remain steadfast in their service to the nation, stressing that their contributions have always been the backbone of nation building.
The woman is the first, number one, builder, number two, the nurturer, and the groomer of every citizen that at one time or the other is assigned or delegated to lead in diverse capacities, in the journey of life.
The managing director of Costas Care Foundation, Ego Odigwe, made a passionate call for urgent action to eradicate gender-based violence, describing it as a major barrier to women's full participation in development.
We cannot solve the problem alone. We need the perpetrators to also be part of the solution, because we cannot continue to talk to ourselves. I'm looking forward to August meeting, whereby we will strategically engage men so that they will understand the enormity, they will understand the impact, the negative impact that violence against women that is being enabled and heightened by our culture.
Similarly, Vice President of the Women Support Women Community Network, Doris Sago, shifted attention to civic responsibility, urging Nigerians to take advantage of the 2025 nationwide continuous voters registration exercise.
We all know that the power every citizen of Nigeria has to exercise his or her civil rights is your permanent voters card.
Health and nutrition also took the spotlight, as Okwinweke, a dietitian and nutritionist, stressed that nation building begins with raising healthy children. She advocated exclusive breastfeeding, reducing intake of artificial fruits, and a return to organic feeding to curb child infections.
For every nation to stand firm, we need to start early, exclusively breastfeed our children because of the importance, ensuring that immunity is boosted, ensuring that bond is created between the mother and the child, and even a lot of infections will be highly reduced. Respiratory infection that we have in children, even reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes in the child when the child grows up.
Some attendees also spoke on the women's role in the development of the society.
Well, as you know, it's widely said that you train a woman, you train a nation. So it tells you that women are pillars of society and have been for as long as life itself has existed. So it's actually imperative that this year's August meeting is recognizing the importance of women as nation builders, as partners in development, partners in progress.
Okpara Square became alive with colorful march past from different local governments, cultural performances, dance competitions, exhibition of indigenous foods from all 17 local government areas, among other activities. From Okpara Square, Chinemerem Ikebunam reporting for Signature TV News.
Good afternoon, welcome to E-Vibes, the entertainment show on Signature TV, and I'm your baby girl, Queenette Wukunta. We have a whole lot today. Trending stories. We don't have drama actually, but of course, we tend to give you art, pop culture, trending stories, trending drama, everything that has to do with the entertainment industry. I have intriguing guests. We're having a very interesting conversation. But first, let's delve into the stories of the day. Nigerian media personality Toke Makinwa has surprised fans and followers after revealing that she's expecting her first child, describing the news as the biggest project of her life and the highest calling ever. In a heartfelt Instagram post on August 13, 2025, Makinwa posted a video recorded in a beautiful garden cradling her soon-to-pop baby bump. In her caption, she reflected on her journey, crediting God for answering her prayers at the perfect time. The unbecoming author and entrepreneur who has worn many hats in her career from radio host to TV presenter and brand influencer said motherhood is her most treasured role yet. Filled with shock and happiness, fans and fellow celebrities flooded her comment section with congratulatory messages. The announcement comes months after she opened up about not having regrets regarding her singlehood and child-free state. And this is the greatest shock of her life, including me, right? Because when I got off the studio and I got to check my phone, I saw that, wow, she uploaded a picture with a baby bump, you know, and I was so shocked and happy at the same time, because when you go through comment sections and WhatsApp status and people's, I actually saw a status that said, wow, I thought she said she was happy with the fact that she's single and all that, so what is this? Somebody made a statement, believe some social media content at your risk. And it's not even a lie, it's a social media. You know, we had one you did the other time, and he said, it is content, you should understand that it is content. But, by the way, congratulations to Toke Makinwa. This is a big one. It's a big one. You know, we just congratulated Priscilla Ojo for also showing us her baby bump. These people are shocking us. Their life is not that public as we all think it is, all right? Some parts of their lives are private too. Let's move forward. Some early hours after media personality Toke Makinwa took the internet core by announcing her pregnancy, the bad comments from negative Nancy's followed in her comment section. Following her pregnancy revelation on social media and Instagram user by the username Nina Stitches made a comment asserting that Makinwa's baby bump was fake. The comments swiftly received backlash from thousands of Instagram users who slammed her for her insensitive accusations, among those who called her out with female stars like Tiwa Savage, Funke Akindele, and Toyin Abraham. Nollywood actress Funke Akindele and Toyin Abraham were outraged by the comment and replied her in anger, saying that Tiwa Savage took a more peaceful approach and instead begged the troll to delete her comment for the sake of peace. However, the comment was not quickly deleted and stayed up for another few hours, garnering tones of angry reactions from other social media users. So that's the comment I told you about, right? You know, when I said their life is not that public as we think it is, because if I would understand what she meant by it's fake or a surrogate or something, maybe because she didn't come up to say, oh, I'm pregnant, I'm 3 months gone and all that, because she just made a post a few months back saying she's okay with her singlehood and, you know, things like that. That's why maybe Nina Stitches made that statement. But again, there are some statements that are very sensitive that can affect people emotionally, that we're not supposed to be saying some certain things on social media. And of course, I trust Toyin Abraham and Funke Akindele for what they would do, right? Because it is not necessary. Yes, you might know the truth or you might be right, but I think you should sieve it sometimes to avoid people coming at you and all. Thank God she was able to delete it. It's very simple. Oh, congratulations, Toke Makinwa. Let's expect to see either a baby boy or a baby girl. Simple. And you move on. Life is not supposed to be that hard. But imagine your comment had nothing less than a backlash. People were just coming at you. And I'm sure your phones will be buzzing up, you know. Anyways, like I said before, congratulations to Toke Makinwa. We are very, very happy and we are expecting to hear the cry of a baby. So music executive Ubi Franklin has denied stealing a luxury watch while in Miami, US for Davido's wedding over the weekend. The rumors began circulating on social media on Wednesday following a report on a blog. Franklin has now taken to his X account to clarify what really happened. Afrobeat singer Davido has showed solidarity to his associate talent manager, reacting. Davido stated that Franklin doesn't owe anyone an explanation. I mean, because of course, I understand Ubi Franklin. He needs to clear the notes because social media, internet do not lie. If he don't clear that, maybe in the next 5 years, people would remind him that, oh, you have a hidden, we found out that you stole something during Davido's wedding and you didn't clear that, even if you're right? But of course, there is no need, because there are most celebrities that don't even reply to some certain statements made about them or blogs made about them. But sometimes you need to clear the air to avoid more, how do I put it? To avoid it going that far for people to see you in a very bad way, right? So if Davido is saying he doesn't owe anybody any explanation or what sort, it means he trusts Obi Franklin and he did not steal any wristwatch. So let's get this straight. And again, the person that posted that, how sure are you? What evidence do you have to prove that Obi Franklin stole that wristwatch? Because if they come at you and you don't have a proof, you're in big trouble. Not a small one, a big one. You're indicting on someone's image. Let's move forward. Nollywood actor Nosa Rex has publicly condemned several Ghanaian television stations for allegedly broadcasting his newly released film just 6 hours after it was uploaded to YouTube without his consent. In an impassioned Instagram video, Rex expressed frustration over the infringement, highlighting how such unauthorized airing undermines the investment, creativity, and sweat put into filmmaking. Rex's outburst is not an isolated incident. In recent years, several filmmakers have taken to social media and interviews to call out Ghanaian stations for similar violations. And I could remember that they gave a response and apologized that it would never happen again. So what is going on? That's a question mark, because it's more like I posted something 6 hours ago and you just took it. You didn't even allow it to breathe or rest. You just took it and you're posting it on your own page. No credits, no nothing, because there are rules to this. There are contracts to sign, and okay, whatever money we make from this, we'll give it to you. Or, you know, there should be an agreement that we want to use this content on our page. But nothing like that was done. And this is not the first time, it's not the second, it's not the third. We have named them. Roots Kadiri, Omonio Boli, Bimbo. People have been complaining, and they promised us it's not going to happen again. In fact, they agreed for collaboration and all that. So which station is this exactly? I think we should all be guided in this earth, not just Nigeria, in the whole of the world. We should be guided and follow the due process to avoid people coming at you on social media. You know, one thing with social media is now a court. People go there to pour their hearts, to cry, to shout, to lament, because most times, if you think you need to wait for your time in court, time is ticking, no one is waiting for you and all that. So social media is the perfect place to post things like this and make it go viral. So I think they should know about this and to take it down. Otherwise, other measures will be taken. And that's all we have for you in the news segment this hour. I'll go on a short break and I'll reveal my guests to you, so stay with us.
Get plugged into the heartbeat of entertainment on The Hub, your ultimate show on eVibes. From trending stories and social media drama to top charting music, must-watch movies and exciting moments from the world of arts, we've got it all. Join us for unmissable conversations with your favorite entertainment personalities, plus fun segments every week.
So I should try harder. So
okay, I don't know that one.
Outfit of the day.
Oh, I don't do that.
No.
That's some Gen Z stuff.
Oh, now you say it's a Gen Z stuff.
It's everything you love about entertainment, served fresh every week at 1 p.m. with weekend repeats just in case you missed it. The Hub's on eVibes, where the vibes never stop. Only on Signature TV.
The way we see the world shapes the way we change it. Gender isn't just a checkbox. It's a lens, one that helps us understand the world more deeply and act more fairly. Gender Perspectives, a program for those ready to see more, do more, and be more. designed to challenge assumptions, ignite conversations, and build inclusive solutions across every sector of society.
We are not, fighting the men. We are not saying we are equal in terms of rights. We're only asking they should recognize our existence.
Join us on Gender Perspectives, showing every Saturday by 4 p.m. Repeat every Wednesdays by 5 p.m. and Thursdays by 3 p.m. Change begins with perspective. Let's widen yours.
With a population of about 36 million people, the Southeast is awash with stories. Every day on Southeast News, we tell the peculiar story of the Southeast and her people.
Our Southeast should be the Silicon Valley of Nigeria.
Their successes, achievements, and daily challenges. Do you have a Southeast story to share? Community achievements and challenges, completed and uncompleted projects, bad roads, water scarcity, erosion, flooding, insecurity, or even disagreements? Bring it on to Southeast News. On Southeast News, no story is too big or too small. Southeast News. Let's tell our story. Showing on Signature TV every weekday at 4 p.m. WAT, 1600 hours GMT.
The way we see the world shapes the way we change it. Gender isn't just a checkbox, it's a lens. One that helps us understand the world more deeply and act more fairly. Gender Perspectives, a program for those ready to see more, do more, and be more. Designed to challenge assumptions, ignite conversations, and build inclusive solutions across every sector of society.
We are not, fighting the men. We are not saying we are equal in terms of rights. We're only asking they should recognize our existence.
Join us on Gender Perspectives, showing every Saturday by 4 p.m. Repeat every Wednesdays by 5 p.m. and Thursdays by 3 p.m. Change begins with perspective. Let's widen yours.
Welcome back. You're still watching E-Vibes, the entertainment show on Signature TV. Joining me via Zoom is Gerald Alor. He's a correspondent in UK and principal of Hit Right Inc. and VIP Code. We'll be talking about the videos I reviewed to you yesterday and the day before, the Leicester City Carnival 40th anniversary. So over to you, Gerald. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. On yourself?
All right. How is it over there?
Well, it's sunny. It's warm. Quite unlike in the UK, it's usually cloudy and rain here. But this time around, we're still having a blast. The summer is really good.
Okay. So walk us through the Leicester City Carnival 40th anniversary. How was it? Walk us through the journey, how you guys were able to get those artists and all that.
Well, the Leicester City Carnival, this edition was the 40th anniversary. It's been going on for the last 40 years. So this time around was a big one. And it really, really, really went so well. The weather was good. People turned out, to show their support, promote the spirit of the carnival for the city. And yes, the acts that performed and the parade, which we sent to you, guys, different, the Leicester City Carnival represents all the ethnic components that live in Leicester, because you have the Caribbeans, the Africans, the Asian community, and also the white community. So the festival is kind of brings everybody together, and people do come out to show their support. And the parade was good, and we had some acts, music acts, and food vendors. People that were doing painting, graffiti, and body painting, all sort of things, all sort of activities happened.
All right. This is their 40th anniversary, right? Mm-hmm. So how would you describe the years before and the one that happened 2nd of August? How would you say they've evolved and how people turned up for the carnival?
For me, because this is a very, very tricky question, because I relocated to Leicester in 2003 from Sweden. So I've not witnessed the carnival for the 40 years it's been on. So, but the duration of period I've stayed in Leicester, I've attended I would say that this will be like the fifth one I've attended.
Okay.
So I can say that it has grown, because being the fifth one, some of the people that met at the past carnival. When I started attending it, those people, they were young then, but they're now grown into full adults. So it was a good progression to see how they've grown and how the carnival have improved. But the only thing I can say is like the different pre-COVID, it was a different setting, and now post-COVID, it's a different setting in the way how the precision goes.